Later. Okay, grab your big giant ball. All right, so first things first, we're gonna take our stance in a nice wide position of the legs. We're gonna come right back to that kind of down dog position that we just left off. So we're gonna walk the ball forward, hands on the ball, hands about shoulder width distance apart, but a wider stance with the legs. So rather than feet about hip width distance apart, they're nice and wide to the outer edges of your mat. And then see if you can just walk that ball forward and let your chest drop down. Let your head drop between your arms. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Cool, and then soften your knees, pull that ball up and in, and think about finding a sort of tabletop position with your hands on the ball. Think about finding your shoulders in line with your wrists, and then, but with a little bit of softness. So not all the weight bearing is on the wrist. You just might feel sensation in the wrist. And then move into a cat and cow here. Drop the belly, lift the chest, lift your tail, round your back. Inhale as you drop your belly, bend your knees, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale and round your back. One more just like that. Bend your knees, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale and round your back. Awesome. And then find a more neutral spine, and we're going to step down onto our knees so that we can bring that ball right up against our torso. And then we're just going to kind of lean over just a little bit so we find a nice long line. And then you'll reposition your knees and your feet in a way that feels really stable to you. Once you found your way here, hands behind the head, lift the chest, press your head into your hands, and then make sure that your feet and your knees feel anchored. Once you feel like you've got a good anchor in your lower body, we're going to lean slightly over the ball and then lift up, squeezing the muscles in the back side of the body. Beautiful. Lean over your ball and then squeeze and lift up. Nice. And then just keep that going. Find a moderate pace, finding the work in the back side of the body. So you might feel a squeeze in the glutes. You might feel a squeeze in the erector spinae muscles. You might feel a squeeze in the shoulder blade muscles. Two more to go. Awesome. And then release your elbows and forearms to the ball and make a little triangle with your elbows and forearms. So elbows slightly wide, hands clasped together, just keeping your fists together so you keep a little firmness. And then with your knees on the ground, you're just going to push the ball away, feel a little broadness in the shoulders, and then relax. Push the ball away, broaden the shoulders, and relax. Push the ball away and relax. Nice. 4 more to go. Just work at your pace here, finding a little bit of an engagement in the abdominal muscles. So you pull the abdominal muscles in, broaden the shoulders, and then let it all soften. Beautiful. 2 more to go. Nice. And now with that broadness in the shoulders, curl your toes under. Keep that nice firmness in your center and your shoulders. Pick your knees up, lower your knees down. Pick your knees up, lower your knees down. Keeping your center firm, shoulders broad. Pick your knees up, lower down. Pick your knees up and lower down. Awesome. 4 more to go here. Last one. Beautiful. And then knees down, pull that ball way into your center, lean yourself over, and then just let your arms kind of hang heavy over. Let the ball create a little compression in your belly and the front side of your body. Let the back side of your body be soft. And now let breath do the rest of the work for you here. So head hang heavy, arms loose and heavy. Just breathe nice and deep here. One more breath. Awesome. And then we're going to keep our belly on our ball, but start to move yourself forward as if you're in sort of a tabletop position, but on your ball. So my knees with my ball, my knees are lifted away from the floor, but your knees might touch down. It'll depend on how big your ball is, right? So once you've got this tabletop position, make sure you have a nice firmness in your legs and right into a bird dog here. So opposite hand, opposite foot are going to reach out, pull it back in with control and switch. Left leg, right arm are going to reach out. Find that stability. Lower it with control. Take it as slow as you can so you find that mindful control. There's going to be a little bit of a wobble. It'll feel unstable, but see how steady can you be? Alternating sides, firming up your center, breathing nice and steady. Nice, you guys, beautiful. Awesome. Take one more time each side or even yourself out. And then once you feel like you've evened yourself out, just hang out a second, make sure everything feels good. We're going to walk ourselves back off away from the ball just so that we can find a planking position. So move yourself way back so you have plenty of room to walk yourself forward. And then once you've found your way that there's plenty of space, you're going to hoist your belly up over that ball and start to walk yourself out into a planking position. Ball can be under the thighs, under your shins, under your toes, under your belly. You're going to find the place that is the most reasonable for you to work from. And then once you found your way here, broaden your shoulders, firm up your center, look down at the ground. And then we're going to start to alternate leg lifts. So right leg's going to lift and squeeze, press back into the ball. Left leg's going to lift and squeeze, press back into the ball. Then start to pick up the pace a little bit, like your legs are kicking in a swim, but everything else is going to stay even and steady. So shoulders are stable, neck is long, abdomen pulled in. Find an even and steady pace that works for you. You can go fast if you've got the stability, or slow if it feels better for you to be a little bit more mindful of the work that you're doing. Nice. One more little pedal of the legs, and then let both legs be even. Press the floor away from you, and then relax just a little bit. Press the floor away, relax a little bit. Press the floor away, relax a little bit. Press the floor away, relax a little bit. Nice. One more just like that. Press the floor away, relax a little bit, and then start to slowly and gently walk yourself back. Nice. So that you can come all the way off the ball. And now we're going to move the ball forward, flip over onto our back side. You're going to catch that ball between your legs. So come down onto your back. Ankles are going to give that ball a little squeeze. Bring that ball up and overhead. With that gentle squeeze on the ball, hands at your sides, just a little bend to the knees, and then push the ball right back up to the ceiling. Make sure that feels like a safe enough maneuver to your knees, because depending on the width of your ball, it might not feel comfortable to bend them all the way down. So you just check in, make sure it feels good. You should be finding a little bit of an engagement in the inner thighs, the muscles along the inside of the tops of the knees. And maybe you're finding a little bit of a work in the abdominal muscles as well. Take one or two more bends of the knees here. Nice. And then we're going to hold that ball between the ankles. Give that light bit of squeeze. Reach your hands up straight from your chest. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, you're going to squeeze on the ball, lift up into a little crunch, and lower right back down. Exhale as you crunch. Inhale to lower back down. And then just take it at your pace. Take a few crunches here. So we're keeping a little squeeze on the ball, lifting the chest and chin, rolling right back down. Beautiful. Two more just like that. Awesome. Now your hands are going to come back out at your sides into a sort of anchored position. We're going to maintain that little squeeze on the ball, and we're just going to start to tick-tock the ball slightly side to side. So we want to start to tune into the oblique muscles. As you tip the ball side to side, take it only to the point where you feel those side belly muscles kick on, and then bring it right back to center. So make sure you keep it nice and controlled. Awesome. One more time each side, or even yourself out. And then we're going to keep that ball between the thighs. One more round of work here. So now you're going to circle down and around, take it over to the left. And then from that left position, down and around, over to the right. So we're drawing a little half moon shape or a little half smile with the legs. So we're just scooping around the bottom, working through the oblique muscles to pull it up on the side, and then scooping it down and around to the other side. Nice. Lovely. One more time each side, or even yourself out. And then as you bring it back to center, you're going to bend your knees, float that ball down to the ground with control, step your feet over the ball. So your legs are in a little bit of a tabletop position. We're going to walk our heels in so the heels have a good center location. Hands are going to come down alongside your hips. You're going to press into your heels, feel the backs of your legs fire up, and then release. Press into your heels, feel the backs of your legs kick on, and release. Press into the heels and release. Press and release. Now we're going to add on. So press into the heels, lift your hips away from the floor into a bridge position that works for you. Lower back down with control. Press into your heels, lift your hips. Lower with control, finding stability in your center. There's a little bit of a wobble, but see, what can you control here? Can you lift evenly and steadily? Lower with control. Press into your heels and lift. And lower it down. Nice. We got 4 more to go here. Press into your heels and lift. Lower with control. For 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Set your butt down, walk the ball in a little bit closer. So now it's going to hug pretty tight against the backs of the calves and the backs of the thighs, and then start to find just a little gentle rocking side to side. Nothing extreme at first. We just want to find a soothing, gentle rocking motion. Make sure you feel like you have a good anchored position with the upper part of your body. And then once you feel like you've got a good anchored position, you're going to start to take that rock of the knees a little further. So all the way over to the right to the point that you feel those oblique muscles kick on, and then pull it back in with control. Take it over to the left. Once you feel those side belly muscles kick on, pull it all back to center. Take it side to side at a pace that feels good, but really tune in. Find that engagement of those muscles in the side body. And then with control, bring it back in. Nice. Take one more time each side. And then bring it back to center. You're going to get a little bit of a hugging sensation. So think about hugging your calves and the backs of the thighs into the ball. We want to maintain that little sense of stability in the legs. And we're just going to work out of the arms. So arms are going to reach straight out from your chest, and we're going to alternate thumb taps up and overhead. So it's not an extreme bit of movement, but it'll start to feel like your abdominal muscles are working pretty hard here. So you want to think about pulling your belly button towards your spine. Legs are hugging into that ball, and everything else stays super stable as you reach one thumb up and touch the ground, and then switch to the other side. Beautiful. Take one more time each side, or just even yourself out. My chickens are clucking away outside the window. I don't know if you can hear them, but soften up that muscular engagement in the back of the ball just for a second. Let your legs rest nice and heavy. Let gravity do a little work for you. So legs are heavy. Soften your engagement in the abdominal muscles. Take 3 nice big breaths here without much effort. Cool, and then when you're ready, you're gonna step your legs off your ball and come up into a wide seated position. So you're gonna keep the ball between your legs. Legs are gonna come out super wide, and then keeping a nice long and lifted spine, you're gonna hinge yourself forward, lean out, and then pull your abdominal muscles in to pull the ball back in. Keep that nice long spine and lean out. Pull the abdominal muscles and come back up and in. Think about pulling your pinky toes out and away from you, so inner thighs are gonna stay engaged. Lean forward, pull the ball up and in. One more just like that. Lean out. Nice, and then pull it all back up and in. Awesome, and then soften your knees, swing it around. We're gonna come to sit up on the ball. Oh my gosh, they're making a racket out there. They're clucking away. Find a nice wide seat position. So legs are gonna be fairly wider than shoulders. And then we're just gonna start a little bit of a rock side to side. So just kind of get a sense of the ball underneath your butt and a little rock of the hips. So nothing super extreme, but just tune in and notice that little bit of side to side movement of the hips. Nice, one more little side to side. And then we're gonna start to kind of hula hoop ourselves on the ball. So think about guiding one leg slightly over the other. So we'll switch positions in a second. So let's say left foot is slightly forward, and then we're kind of hula hooping as if we're hula hooping on our left side. So hips are just making nice, big, generous circles on the ball. Awesome, take one more time in this direction, and then we're gonna go the other way. So right foot's gonna be slightly forward, and then we're gonna circle in the other direction. Lovely, one more circle around. And then you're gonna walk your feet in a little bit closer. So feet are now maybe about hip or shoulder width distance, just whatever feels like a stable position. Grab your knees and right into a cat and cow. Lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back, round your back and your shoulders. If you like connecting breath, inhale as you lift and exhale as you round. Nice, 3 more to go just like that. Last one. Awesome, and then find a neutral spine, step your feet just to a position that they have a nice foundation, and then we're gonna fold over. So think about just kind of flopping your front body over and just let your hands hang nice and heavy on the ground. Soften the inner thighs, soften the upper back body, let your head hang nice and heavy. Notice your low back and take a couple nice deep breaths here. Cool, one more breath. And then when you're ready, pull your abdominal muscles in, come up with control, roll on up through the spine, and then we're gonna walk the feet in so that they're about hip or shoulder width distance, and then just make sure that you have a little bit of room to move. So we're gonna start to find that little step forward, and then step it back in. So we're working through the tops of the quads as we lean in just a little bit, and then step your way back. Nice. Take one more step in and out. And then we're gonna start to step our way forward so that we can find our low back on the ball, and then walk your way right back up. Step yourself forward, let your low back find the ball. Step your way back. Nice, and now step yourself forward, let your low back find the ball, and then go just a little bit further. So mid back finds the ball, walk yourself right back up. Step yourself forward, let the low back find the ball, a little bit further, middle back finds the ball. Nice, walk yourself back up, and then we're gonna do that again, and this time we're gonna stay there. So walk yourself forward, low back and then middle back, find the ball, hands behind the head. We're gonna lean back just a little bit. Exhale to pull the abdominal muscles and lift the chest and chin. Inhale to lean back. Exhale to crunch up. Beautiful, keep that going. Stay connected to your center, feet are steady on the ground. Let your breath help you. Exhale to find help on the effort. Now, the next time you find that crunching position, you're going to hold that crunching position. You're going to release your hands from your heads, reach your hands out straight from your shoulders, and start to find a little pulse. So pull the abdominal muscles towards the spine and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then from here, take it into a gentle back bend. Arms are going to reach up and overhead, stretching long through the front of the torso, but my head is still supported on the ball. So I'm not going into that extreme back bend and just allowing there to be just a little length through the front of the body. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. Cool, and then we're gonna curl up the head, neck, and chest. Reach with the fingers, step yourself just a little bit wider with your legs. So now we're gonna reach our hands out towards our knees, keep a nice contracted abdominals, and then we're just gonna start to reach towards opposite knees. So we're squeezing in at the side body, contracting the abdominal muscles, and just squeezing in side to side. Find a pace that feels right. Make sure the ball feels supportive underneath you. Beautiful. One more time each side, or even yourself out, and then take it back into that gentle back bend. Arms are going to reach up and overhead, palms face the ceiling, stretch long through the front of the body. Take a nice big breath in. Now, if you feel like a bigger back bend is going to be super beneficial for you today, you're going to start to walk yourself back so that your hands can find the floor. And then once you feel like your hands have found a good position, step your heels a little closer to the ball, press into your feet, press into your hands, press the backside of your body away from the ball. Don't worry about what your shape looks like, but worry about finding that nice big stretch through the front of the body. Take 1 or 2 more breaths. Cool, and then slowly and mindfully come up and out. You're gonna sit all the way up. And then once you found your way there, walk your feet back to that hip width distance and take a couple more cat and cows here just to soothe the spine, find a little gentleness. Nice, 1 or 2 more cat and cows here just to soothe that spinal column out. And then find a nice upright position. We're going to step one leg out, one leg is going to stay forward. So think about it just a sort of a 90-degree angle with the legs. And then once you feel like you've got it, if your left knee is out, left elbow is going to come to the knee. Right arm is going to reach up alongside your ear. Find a nice long line down the hip, up into your top fingertips. And then think about pulling your thumb back, look up to the sky. Nice, and now we're gonna find a little control here. So that top arm is gonna reach behind the head, press your head into your hand, hand into your head. And then see if with control, you can pull that bottom elbow away from the knee and float it behind your head as well. And then we're gonna take 3 little dips here. So you're gonna lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Nice, and then lift all the way on up, release your arms, step that leg in, step the other leg out, find that 90-degree position, and then elbow comes down to the knee, top arm reaches up, and we find a little length and stretch through the side of the body. Reach through the fingertips, pull the thumb back, turn your head up, take a nice big breath. Nice, and then with control, top hand is gonna reach behind the head, press your head into your hand, hand into your head, lift with control, elbow away from the knee, other hand floats behind the head. We lift up and lower down. Everything is anchored and steady. Lift up and lower down. Nice. Lift up and lower down, and then bring it all the way up. Step your foot in. Nice. Give your shoulders a couple little shrugs just to let go all that stuff. And then with a nice stable base, nice upright torso, drop your left ear over to your left shoulder. Close your eyes down just for a second. Feel that nice stretch through the side of your neck. Take a nice big breath. Keeping with that length in the side of the neck, take your right hand, reach to the side of the ball, then just start to walk it slightly behind you. So we just want to bring a little bit of extra length down into the shoulder, into the side of the neck. Take 1 more breath. Nice. And then slide that hand in, lift your head up and take it over to the other side. So right ear drops to the right shoulder, hang out there, take a breath. Nice. And then reach that hand out, find the side of the ball, and then walk it back slightly just to create a little extra length through the side of the neck and down into the shoulder. Nice. Release your hand, lift your head on up. We're going to crisscross our arms, give yourself a little hug. Think about pulling the shoulders down, pull your abdominal muscles in, round your upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest, take a nice big breath. Lift your head up, lift your elbows up, and switch the cross in your arm. So other arm is going to come on top. You're going to pull the shoulders down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round the upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest, take a nice big breath here. Beautiful. Lift your head, lift your elbows, release your arms, give your shoulders a nice good little circle around. We're going to come up into a standing position, and then we're going to let the ball face us and back to that down dog position. So we're going to walk the ball forward, walk your feet back to a comfortable position where you find a little V shape with the body. So push your butt back, let your head drop down, take a nice couple of deep breaths here. One more breath. Awesome. And then you're going to soften your knees and you're going to leave your ball where it is. Walk your hands to your thighs and then press into your thighs, come up to a standing position. And then just put yourself so that you're slightly away from the ball. Raise your arms up, take a nice big breath. As you exhale, you're going to soften your knees, fold all the way over, let your hands touch the ground. Great. And then bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll on up through your spine. Take a couple of good rolls of your shoulders just to make sure everything feels good. You guys are amazing. Nice work today. Whew, a little extra work in the core.